Okay, this is the first video. This is going to show a couple things that I've done with my 3D scanning. Basically, I have a homemade turntable, stepper motor driven. Actually, it's pretty beefy. It has ball bearings, 1-inch stainless steel shaft with ball bearing, thrust bearings, and a geared down stepper motor. Actually was originally intended for a equatorial drive on a larger telescope, but I retasked it for this winter as a turntable for laser scanning. So my setup right now is basically that turntable, which I can program the rotational speed to whatever I want, and I have a regular off-the-shelf laser line level that I use the line vertically for a scan line, project that onto the object I'm scanning, and then I start it rotating and I video it with just a regular consumer camera, actually, only video mode. And then I take that video and I have MATLAB, which I use to split the video into individual frames, and then I process each frame, extracting out the point that's on each row of the image. Go down, scan it row by row, and find the high point, the brightest point, and consider that the Y coordinate. Z coordinate is the row you're on, and Y is the offset along that row. X comes along later when I rotate it, because basically I scan it, consider that rotationally on 0 degrees, and then whatever increment I am into the scan, I then do a coordinate system rotation, rotate it around, and that's where I pick up the X coordinate at that point. It comes out as a result of the rotation, and then I build a file, an intermediary file, text file of just these pixel positions. I then process that and actually generate an OBJ wavefront OBJ file that I can bring into MeshLab to point cloud and process it there, and then I bring out the rest of it into Blender if I want to do texturing, anything like that. So I'm going to show you a couple things that I've scanned. I have 2 3D printed that I didn't do on a printer I own. I had a friend do it. They're white, and I don't know how good the white's going to show for detail, but it might be okay. So I'm going to turn the camera and try playing with some settings and see if I can maybe adjust the exposure or something, get better contrast, and then I'll take videos of it, talk while I'm doing that. So anyways, I'm going to stop this now and switch the camera around, tweak it a little bit, see if I can get some good images of the it's actually of a plastic skull I bought at Walmart and a Santa Claus porcelain head that I scanned. So anyways, let's go. Okay, so here I am with a 3D printed skull I did. Here's the 3D printed out of ABS, I believe. Here's the $1.50 Halloween skull I bought at Wally World, local Wally World. Set that up on the turntable and did a couple 360-degree scans and meshed it out in MeshLab, did some cleaning of the mesh. That was pretty much it. I think I brought it into Blender, did a little bit more cleaning on it, and then exported it as an STL file. That was then printed. Obviously it's not the scale. I think that would have been a little too large to print to scale, so I guess this is maybe a 1/3 scale, but I think it's got good enough contrast that you can see it picked up pretty good detail. Okay. Now, along the same line, this is a copper version of it that I did. I took that file, STL file, and I brought it into a CAM program, generated G-codes for a 3-axis CNC, and machined a copper replica of it in copper. It's not a full, because this wasn't a 5-axis machine. I didn't have a 4th axis to spin it around, or 5th axis. I was trapped with X, Y, and Z axis, so I had to basically do it laying face up like that. So anything I could cut like that I picked up, but basically got the face. So that's the skull. The next thing that I scanned is a porcelain Santa head. This is my wife's. She wanted a replica of it. So I set this up on my turntable and did the aforementioned process. And here's the 3D print of it. This one is 1:1 scale. What I'd like to do is she might paint this one up and just use this, or I might keep it and use it to try to make a silicon rubber mold that we could maybe do some layout sculpty clay heads or some other cast urethane maybe. I don't know, but anyways, that's the print of that. Came out, I think, pretty good. I'm proud of it. I can't wait to get my own. I do have plans to get a 3D printer in the near future. Don't know exactly when. Either sometime in, I don't know. The one I'm looking at has a 4-week lead time right now, so I might try to get it for the middle of December or perhaps wait to January. But there is definitely one in the works. I want to be able to 3D print my own stuff and be real creative. Next video I post will be of a structure from motion project that I've been working on. Learning a lot with it. Some different process than the 3D laser scanning. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Structure from motion, but that's where you take a series of photographs and then the software basically finds features, does feature matching, and can construct a 3D point cloud from those features. And then you basically, same process, you bring that in the Mesh Lab, mesh it, and workflow is the same after that it would be for a 3D laser scanned point cloud. A point cloud from structure from motion software, from point cloud on, it's the same either way. So anyways, I'll be posting that video here soon. So thanks, and hope to see you soon.